Do you want to play some fun, unique commanders that are not seen very often? Well, I think I've got half a dozen for you, so stick around and see what you think. I have Catty Bree here, the cheese lover. It's a 2-mana 2/2. She's a bear, but not a bear. She's a lovely redhead. It's green and white for a legendary creature human archer. First strike and reach. Whenever Catty Bree attacks, put a +1/+1 counter on her for each equipment that is attached to her. Fantastic stuff. And then for 1 mana, remove all the +1/+1 counters from it, and she's going to deal X damage to target attacking or blocking creature an opponent controls, where X is the number of counters removed this way. So this is just a fantastic card in my opinion. It's underrated. It's like one of those cards which is lower on the power level, don't get me wrong, but because people don't see it, people don't play with it, people don't realize the niche ways you can interact with this and how you can mess with people's combat steps. So you're going to get bigger for all the equipment that you have. Don't worry, we're in green. We can cast all those equipment and we can spend all the mana to equip those equip costs. Not a problem. Green, plenty of white, plenty of ramp. White, you know, we've got all of our interaction. We've got our exile spells. We can path to exile, swords to plowshare. We can remove all of their attacking creatures. You know, we've got things like Esper Sentinels that you can then put equipment on and make it harder for your people, your opponents, to cast non-creature spells. We've got your Smothering Tides. You know, it is just white is getting so strong these days that it's just not a downside to playing white like it used to be. And then what takes this card over the edge is just a fun little niche thing is this ability. So for 1 mana, you don't even need to tap her. So for 1 mana, remove all the counters and deal X damage to target attacking or blocking creature. This is absolutely fantastic. You can keep her up in defense, keep that X damage up, you know, or you can just mess with other people's combat steps. You know, somebody's trying to go through somebody and get the kill on, they think they've got a kill, boom, you just remove it, you know. It's great stuff. The fact that this command as well gets bigger and bigger the more that you attack, the more that it encourages you to be a proactive game plan. Don't forget as well, you're playing white, so you've got Unbreakable Formation, you've got Teferi's Protection, you've got all these, the Blacksmith's Instant, make it indestructible. There's plenty of ways to make this indestructible. There is loads of keywords on equipment. You start getting like double strike, and then you start pairing things up with like Infiltration Lens, Mask of Memory, and it just makes combat an absolute nightmare for your opponents to deal with. Yeah, and it's like, I don't think sometimes people utilize this combat step enough, especially when you start getting into like the double striking range. It's one of the reasons why I've built a Halvar deck at the minute is because of that double strike timing, and you can like do your first strike, wait, interact, do a few bits before you pass priority to then go to the second round of damage. So yeah, really utilize that when you're playing decks like this, and I think it'll definitely lead to some fantastic results, and especially if you're looking to play something that's a little bit more off the wall and not so popular. Now we have Cassetto. This is the Orochi Archmage, however you pronounce that, for 1 green and a blue. So it's a Simic Voltron commander we're building here, guys. Legendary creature, Snake Wizard. Of course, it's Simic. Why wouldn't it be a Snake Wizard? And it's a 2/2. So much like the one before, it's a 2/2, except this one's 3 mana. And the ability on this one is just classic Simic. Target creature can't be blocked this turn. If that creature is a snake, it gets +2/+2 until end of turn. Fantastic stuff. So our commander is actually a 4/4 on the first time we attack with it, because we play it on turn 3, or say we play it on turn 3. This is in green. We're playing it on turn 2, yeah. And then on turn 3, we're playing a green and a blue, and we're attacking for 4 damage, yeah. Awesome stuff. Yeah, you start pairing this up with some big combat damage, you can start to get through and hit people really hard, really quickly. Once again, we're in green, so ramping is not a problem. Getting mana on the board is not a problem. We don't need to worry about ramping with artifacts. It's all land-based ramp. You can run all your Farseeks, your 3 Visits, your Cultivates, your Rampant Growth, Kodama's Reach. You know, there is so many land ramp spells that you can start running out and turbo out your land. Don't forget you've got your 1-drops, Utopia Sprawl, Growth Spiral, not Growth Spiral. Can't remember the enchantment, growth something, but yeah, you could run a growth spiral as well. Blue gives us access to so much card draw. You know, there's even some really cool blue equipments that are coming out recently. You know, there was the Key to the City, the Archmage Robe, you know, stuff like this that allows it when you hit, you're going to draw cards. So with this commander, you are going to be hitting because it's unblockable, and you're going to be drawing cards because you're in blue. So if you like to draw cards and you like to smash face, this is absolutely fantastic. Plus the fact it buffs itself and makes it unblockable, like, this is an absolutely fantastic, like, under the radar Voltron commander that I just don't think people will see coming. You sit down to play this at the table and they're like, oh, it's Snake Tribal, and then all of a sudden you're just like, equipment, go! This is great. Lisa, Shroud of Dusk. Right, this is just another fantastic one. Like, how this has not seen more play. Like, it's from a commander set, I can't remember which year, but yeah, it's just great little costed effect about getting around command attack. So anyway, Lisa, Shroud of Dusk, 2 white, white, black. Sorry, a bit excited. It's a 5/5 legendary creature angel. Rather than pay 2 mana every time you cast this on the command zone, you can pay 2 life that many times instead. It has flying and lifelink, 2 absolutely relevant keywords, especially in this deck. Flying is such an underrated evasion keyword these days. And then whenever a player casts a spell, they lose 2 life. So as soon as you play this for 5 mana, if it's deleted straight away, that's fine. It's eating a removal spell from your opponents. That's 1 less removal spell you've got to deal with. And you just spend life to cast it again. You don't have to worry about ramping even more. You don't have to worry about ramping past to 7, 8, 9 mana. Yeah, once we get to 5 mana, we can cast a lot of equipment pretty easily. Yeah, and don't forget, we're running all the boots. Lava Sphere boots, Swiftfoot boots, Lightning Greaves. All of those give a hexproof, give a haste, give a ward, all that type of stuff. Make it harder and harder to interact with. Yeah. Paying life as it comes out of the command zone, it's not such a bad thing because we've got a lifelink. So we can start thinking things like cheap equipment that really buff her attack power to increase the amount of lifelink that comes through. So we can use things like Lockstone Warhammer. You know, we can use Argimentum Armor. We can use Caldra Completes. What else? We've got Tyrian Soul Cleaver, Black Mage Reforged. Like, all this stuff just really helps buff the power to be able to get that through, gets vigilance, does what we need to do. And, you know, it's just one of those things that I don't think people sometimes see this come in with this commander, because they always assume you're just going to play like a better Boros Angel, you know, or something like that. So yeah, absolutely fantastic. Orzhov colours. Everybody think you'll be going into aristocrat strategies when you say I'm pulling out my Orzhov deck, and all of a sudden you're slapping equipment on and punching them in the face. Yeah. Another absolutely fantastic fun sleeper build. So next up, we're going into Dimir colours, and this is Ramses Assassin's Lord. This is 2 blue and a black for a 4/4, so 4 mana at 4/4, human assassin, legendary creature obviously. It has death touch, so people have a natural aversion to wanting to block it. Other assassins you control get +1/+1, so it's a lord. Obviously there's a load of assassins that are about to come out in the next couple of weeks with Assassin's Creed, new modern commander set. And then whenever a player loses a game, if they were attacked by an assassin you controlled, you win the game. Attacked this turn by an assassin you controlled, you win the game. So yeah, so you don't have to kill them with the assassin. It just needs to have attacked them. Yeah, doesn't say deal combat damage. If they were attacked this turn by an assassin you controlled, you win the game. So yeah, you could kill them with life gain damage because you're playing black, draining them out, you know, Torment of Hellfire, kill them off, but you've attacked already this turn. Fantastic stuff. You're going to win the game. And this is just begging you to play Vorpal Sword as well. You know, you get to the point where you can just get one attacker just not blocked, get some evasion. You're playing black, so you can get menace quite easily. We can plenty of black flying demons that we could throw this onto, you know, so you could get the Vorpal Sword on one thing and then just attack with another. As long as the assassin's attacked, doesn't matter to be the killing blow. You can attack then with this giant flying demon with a Vorpal Sword, activate it, kill them. They lose the game. You win the game, don't have to worry about the other 2 opponents. This is just setting up for some real sneaky shenanigans. Like, just get creative on how you kill your opponents. You're playing black. There's plenty of way to kill your opponents. And don't forget, you're playing black-blue. So it's like you've got all the tutors. You've got all the card draw. Like, you're going to be churning through your deck. You're going to be getting to what you want. This can low-key be a super strong sleeper equipment build. And yeah, I'm surprised there's not more versions of it out there. I might actually be tempted to build this myself. So yeah, Ramses, Assassin Lord, Dimir sleeper equipment build. Go and get some sneaky kills on your opponents before they realise what happens. We've got Bailiff Baratal Entertainer now. So it's 4 and a red, so it's a little bit more expensive than the others, apart from the obviously Angel that you've just seen. It's a legendary creature, Elf Shaman, and it's a 2/5. So not as well statted, but you don't need to worry about that because all your opponents are going to be attacking each other. Creatures your opponents control with power less than Balos are goaded. Yeah, so the only thing you really need to worry about is Eldrazi, because you're going to slap a bunch of equipment on this. Yeah, once you get your Colossus Hammer out and that goes on this bad boy, what's got more than 12 power? Not a lot. You then start throwing other things on top of that. You're going to get even more power on this. Yeah? Awesome stuff. And then whenever a goaded attacking or blocking creature dies, you create a treasure token. So as all your opponents kill each other, you are just then getting more and more benefit. 1, because they're not attacking you, and 2, because you're getting treasure tokens. You start pairing that things up with Professional Facebreaker, and you can start using these treasures as your source of ramp and mana advantage throughout the game. Not to mention that you're in red, so you've got loads of impulse draw, you've got loads of ritual effects, Seething Songs, Jessica's Will, you know, all that type of stuff. So yeah, and also you can choose the background, so you don't have to play this monocolored. There's loads of backgrounds that were printed, and you can just like, yeah, pick whatever color you want to pair it up with and just have a blast. You want to play green so you can have more ramp, play a green background. You want to have access to white so you can do more usual exiling of creatures and stuff like that for your opponents with swords and plow, great removal stuff. Choose a white background. So there's plenty of options with this, but you can just keep it monocolored if you want to. I think there are a couple of actual decks of this on EDH Rec, and when I say a couple, I mean like literally, I think there's about 7 last time I looked. I just think this is a fun workaround. It's great plan because it works with his ability so well, and obviously once your opponents are attacking each other, that's great. Just be careful with the goaded mechanic, because once you get down to 1v1, goaded obviously does not apply anymore, so you need to be tactical in how you kill people. So get player 1 to 20 commander damage, player 2 to 20 damage, player 3 to 20 commander damage. Obviously this is all going to be relevant based on your game. Sometimes you might need to kill somebody to stop them from the win, but then at that point you can do one-hit kills on everybody, and you don't have to worry about this awkward 1v1 moment where goading no longer takes place. Yeah, awesome stuff. Bailoff, give it a try. I also need to pick a copy up for my Voya deck. That's a bit sick. Okay, and last up we've got absolutely fantastic one. It's Jund. Jund equipment decks, Voltron strategies. Okay, let's do this. So we've got Marika, Brutal Gladiator, or if you prefer the Universes Beyond version, Zangief. I think it's the red cyclone. So yeah, 2 black, red, and green. So 5 mana. You're getting a 7/4. So already an absolute powerhouse of an attacking card. This card must be blocked if able. So the opponent has to block this. Yeah. As long as it's your turn, she has indestructible, or he has indestructible. And then whenever this card deals damage to a creature, if that creature was dealt excess damage this turn, that creature's controller sacrifices a non-creature, non-land permanent. Yeah? So no more artifacts for your opponents, no more enchantments, no more battles. Yeah? So if they're trying to ramp with artifacts, they're trying to set up combos with artifacts, they're trying to play an enchantress deck, you're just saying, no, you're just not having that. Like, I'm just going to smash you. Your creatures have got a block, so they're going to die. And then you're going to sacrifice your other stuff just to rub salt in the wound. Like, this is just brutal. Absolutely brutal. I see why she's called the Brutal Gladiator. You're in black, so you've got tutor effects if you want to go down that route and make it super strong. You're in red, so you've got impulse draw, you've got ritual spells, you know, you've got like your blasphemous select in case people go crazy wide, great board wipes. Green, so you've got plenty of ramp. Yeah, it's just absolutely fantastic. Great combination of colours with Jund. It's a reason why it's so popular in so many constructed formats. Yeah, I just think once you slap some equipment on this, you know, she has indestructible by default. Like, as long as it's your turn, you don't have to worry about attacking into death touches. Like, you just smash face, and that's what this deck wants to do. And so, yeah, absolutely fantastic. You know, you get some big creatures on there. You get, obviously, all your boots to give it haste, so it comes down and has immediate impact. Because you're playing green, you're probably casting a turn or two early. Just, yeah, like, if you're playing and somebody puts this down on the battlefield, just say, is it an equipment deck? Like, how are you playing this? Are they playing it as, like, combat trick buffs? Either way, this is a really strong card that I have never seen played. And, yeah, I think it's, like, a lot of people are sleeping on it. So, yeah, amazing stuff. It probably doesn't help that it's a secret lair and it's not available very much. But, yeah, Marika, Zangief, absolute bomb if you like Jund colours and you want to smash face. So, yeah, jump on this if that's your thing. I might. There we have it, a whole bunch of fun sleeper equipment builds for you guys to jump in on and play. Now, I have never seen any of these decks out in the wild. I play at about 2 or 3 different game stores. I go around and like to see what other people are playing. It just gives me a better idea. I spend a lot of time on Spell Table as well. I have never seen anybody playing these decks. So if you want to play a niche deck that's unique, that's nobody ever seen before, then consider doing this, yeah? I think equipment decks are so underrated because obviously they're based off commander damage or combat damage in general. But that doesn't really matter in Commander. We're here for fun. You pick this deck when you want to have fun and smash face. You know, if you get 2nd, 3rd, 4th, it doesn't matter as long as you have a good time doing it. Yeah, and that's what these decks are for. If you want to go winning, then obviously just pick Dimir and just go tutor and card draw crazy. But anyway, it's just... this is about fun. We're having some fun because Modern Horizons 3 and Assassin's Creed has brought a whole lot of seriousness and drab to the scene at the minute. And so, yeah, we're having fun, okay? Fun, fun, fun. Let's do this. Anyway, if you've liked this, you appreciate the sleeper builds, then drop me a comment, drop me a subscribe. That would be greatly appreciated. And thank you all for watching. And yeah, I'll see you all in the next video. Goodbye for now.